Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. I see that the Rangers got another goal in extra time. You couldn't make it up, could you? You really couldn't make it up. But it is what it is. Rangers are now 2 goals to the better than Celtic. Celtic are in third position in the league. This one goes down to you, Michael Nicholson. And this one goes down straight to you. The inability of... Let's not take anything away from Hearts. I mean, they played fantastic. Celtic went down to 10 men again, got a player sent off again. But ultimately, this one goes down to the board. The inability to get players in. I don't care what anyone says. If we get players in, we give Martin O'Neill a better chance. We're running with Trusty at the back. Trusty now misses the next game. We're running with a makeshift defence at the back. There's talk about bringing in an 18-year-old from Manchester City. Yang was missing today. I don't know how Yang managed to stay on the pitch. Overall, it was a bad day at the office. Card happy referee. Celtic got 3 bookings and a yellow and a red card. I just think that Celtic have nobody to blame bar themselves for this one. We're third position in the league, and it is due to the incompetence of the board to not get players in. The board members will say, well, if the players would stay on the pitch, you need backup players. We need experience. Yang was woeful today. Absolutely terrible. First half, I would have taken Yang off. I would have taken Yang off at half time. He was that bad. McLean had a shocker today. Every 50-50 went Hearts way. Yeah. Gutted, we should have bet them and Bologna. We should have beat them and Bologna, but it doesn't happen. We are just waiting on the Martin O'Neill interview and come up. Let's get the league table up first of all. There you see the league table on the screen. Our midfield's 2 weeks, has been for a while. Yes, but we've known that. Do you know, there's no use pointing at fingers and calling them no good and saying Callum McGregor's no good, etc., etc. Because we've known this for a long time. We have known it for a long time. I mean, it was a fantastic one from Arne Engels. For Benji Negri, sorry. I mean, we can't defend at all. We cannot defend at all. It's just woeful. Absolutely woeful. Back post, well, we're saying all along, back post, and here's the Celtic goal from Yang, who finally got into the right position he was meant to be in. But at the end of the day, we cannot defend. Everything that came into the back post, they won. Should it have been a red card? Maybe not, but Arne Engels, why wasn't that one looked at? I'm not going to start going into, you know... I mean, there's the stats of the game. But, I'll just leave that now. We will listen to what Martin O'Neill has to say. But what does it do to Celtic? We're now in third position in the league. A position that got a manager the sack. Martin O'Neill will not be sacked. He'll be here at the end of the season. Will the board, ultimately, it is the 25th of January, will the Celtic board get in any players before the end of the if you have any inclination or any want at all to try and win the league? I mean, can we seriously win the league now? It's not without... Don't know, it's not to say that we couldn't, but I'll tell you one thing, it's made it so difficult. James Beattie's in the house, coming in from New York State. And yeah, the board needs addressing. Never a red card on Trusty. Not the last man at the back, not clear goal scoring opportunity. Might have kept the Czech boy on and taken Yang off sooner. Cheers for that, James, and I hope all is well for you over in New York. And earlier on in the video, we had someone who, it was morning time, in New Zealand that was watching the game. Ultimately, Celtic weren't good enough. The players aren't good enough. Yang should have been off at half time, even though Yang did score. I just don't know where to go. I think we kind of expected this as fans. We kind of expected that there was a chance that this game could draw. Honestly, as well. Nancy team loses that 6-1. Yeah. But stats don't lie. The stats on the screen. 16 shots by Hearts, 9 shots by Celtic, 10 shots inside the box, 7 by Celtic, 8 shots on goal, 3 by Celtic. Pass accuracy was away down by Celtic. Passing was woeful today. Absolutely woeful. It's just shite. Just pure shite at the end of the day. But Celtic failing to string passes together. Oh my God. I am just waiting until Martin O'Neill comes onto the telly and see what Martin O'Neill says to it. Well done, Schmeichel. Braga could have put them clear. Schmeichel doing what he's meant to do. He had a good game. Just a pity the defenders were terrible. We're not out of this yet. It's been a hard watch. We need players in this week. We're going to turn our eyes to that later on tonight. I will do a live later on tonight talking about the transfer window and the expectations of Celtic fans over the remaining days of the transfer window, because that's all we have left is, can we get anyone in? We do have, it's about a week and a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days left in the transfer window. Can Celtic get enough players in to just try and make some kind of impact, really? I don't think that we're going to listen to Chris Boyd. It's not.
Genuinely disappointed that they didn't get any more than a point today. I think it's a decent point. You know, there's a lot of things they can talk about at the start of the week when they go back and look at the game. But the main thing to talk about is the fact that they've come from behind against Celtic to get the point. It's different if you're 2-0 up and you lose goals like on, it's 2 each. You're extremely disappointed with that. But I think they could be quite proud of what they're doing and what they've done up to this point in the league.
Yeah, you've been part of the Celtic dressing room when you went on to win titles, and you also at Rangers.
Darren O'Dea.
We've spoken about how perhaps.
And they're about to speak to Darren O'Dea. I don't know why Darren O'Dea is the guy that they've got in for Celtic. And I don't know why Chris Boyd is in the studio for the Hearts Celtic game.
Perhaps they've built themselves, that it doesn't matter that maybe these players haven't experienced it before because they're going out and doing it every single week.
Well, they've answered that question today. They showed a really high level of performance without key players. It was the previous game here between Celtic and Hearts impressed me the way they, after they won the game, they celebrated, but there was an air of humility to it. And that tells you their mindset is they're in it for the long haul. I think no one needs proof of that now. They're clearly credible challengers. And for Celtic to catch them, they're going to need to lift their performance level a lot higher than what it was today.
Well, they did come from behind, and Celtic really produced 2 moments of magic in the game and scored 2 wonderful goals. The first, Benjamin Nygren, very special finish from him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we touched on it at half time. I'm not quite sure what the Wolves doing. I think
tell you one thing, it was a cracking goal by Benji Nygren, and Celtic, I mean, did they get lucky? Craig Gordon was totally blindsided. Don't know, Callum McGregor told Benji Nygren where to aim for. Hearts player jumps, he's just not tall enough, and it goes right into the corner. At that point, you're thinking, can Celtic go on to do the just see the game out, really, and they didn't. That's probably one of the worst things about it, is the fact that we didn't see the game out. 6 points in the Huns double. The Huns will drop. I'm not even want to look at the league table. Doesn't lie, mate. Our inability to score enough goals in a game and see it out is what's held Celtic back all season. There's Boyd talking now.
Box and just begging for Stuart Finlay to go and header it.
Yep. Can't disagree with any of that, Chris.
It is, but this is
back post.
This is obviously comes from
Honestly,
the corner, but
I don't know how Schmeichel.
set pieces are something that Hearts have really used to their advantage.
We've seen nobody was watching the player.
You have a dedicated coach, but
Do you know you've got two players, two Celtic defenders, and the Hearts player still manages to get on top of them.
Players in the team who just want to get first contact on that ball, and if you get first contact on the ball, you've got a really good chance
Unreal.
of scoring the goal. So, and I think they're brilliant at it.
Unreal. Nichols just needs to walk before he's dragged out. I tell you one thing, he needs dragged out this afternoon. We've now become the third biggest Scottish club in Scotland. We have a title race on. Yeah, we do. And fair play to Hearts.
If he goes the taxi, he gets away there. Is it
Engels and
But Craig's right. You've got to be aggressive. You can have set play coaches on. It's really starting to grate on me a little bit, the focus on
honestly.
set play coaches, because I think it's a criticism of a coaches of yesteryear.
6 points is nothing. We need players in. The board are worse than incompetent. They're narcissistic.
You hear, yes, they've now got a title.
I'm okay. It's 3:15 a.m. here. Good night, boys and girls. Okay, I'm out. It's 3:15 a.m. Push. 15 games, 45 points to go. Ultimately, can Celtic ultimately do enough over the remaining games? That's the big point for me. Is let's turn that down. We are rotten. I thought we should have beat them. Yeah, we should have beat them. Baz, I was shouting at Casper, get went on and come for that. He should have. Yeah, Casper did some good things. In the game, but it's just not enough, I'm afraid. Don't know, it's just not enough. He should have done better at the, but then again, so should have Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney should have done way better. He should have made sure that he was heading that ball. Arne Engels colliding with Kieran Tierney. Don't know, allowing the Hearts player to just head the ball in the back of the net
into certain areas, and you don't have someone that wants to attack it. It's irrelevant. I think the set play coaches now it's probably more around analysis, and they're identifying, well, if it's for attacking kind of set plays, identifying where opposition teams are weak, and vice versa. I think clearly there in Hearts' credit, they've identified the back post. Celtic are zonal. Kieran Tierney at the back post, who isn't a huge guy, wouldn't be renowned for his heading. They clearly identified that as a target to hit. Yeah. But as the guys say, it's irrelevant.
We could see that watching the game. We could see that they were targeting the back post. We shouted it 2 or 3 times before they scored.
Level, like I said before, 2 real moments of quality from Celtic gave them 2 goals, and this was a beautifully worked goal from back to front. And Chvanchara, the debut boy for them, heavily involved as well.
Yeah, but
there's a cracker this one when you see it. I mean, he's going forward,
in the game.
And I tell you one thing, he gets his ball. Dyson Maeda was champing at the bit to get the ball there, but I mean, Dyson did well with a little flick over. Big check, big Tom gets the ball in. Dyson thinks he's going to get the ball, but Yang had already said, "No, this ball is mine." And Yang had done nothing up until that point. Absolutely nothing. And I've got to say, the big lad is a handful. He is a handful. Cracking ball in. Dyson wouldn't have got to it, I don't think. But Yang did. And at the end of the day, Yang puts the ball in the back of the net. And he's having a bit of man love. And if you missed it, go back to when we scored. Because yes, we did do the Yang dance when he scored. So yeah, without cheating, cheating tough penalty. Good play, great assist. Yeah, it was that. It's a fantastic one. We're still just waiting on Martin O'Neill coming on and listening into Martin O'Neill. Why Hatate and Engels offered nothing but stupid fouls. Hatate wouldn't have done anything in this game. He's not got the fight for it. Did Big Darren play for us? Another Charlie Nicholas? Yeah. Is he without a job? Has he been sacked by Swansea? Darren O'D. Will they get to the Martin interview, or will they go to another break? 100 million in the bank, knocked out the Champions League. Team can't remember, couldn't create chances, 2 games, beating off St Mirren in the final. Fighting relegation, yeah, they were. We are non-existent in midfield today. The team was brutal. Yep. Was this a sending off? Let me see this. Was this a sending off? Tell me your thoughts. Was this a sending off at this point? I mean, they slow it down there. I mean, the ball's coming. Is that a goal scoring opportunity? Because the ball looks as if it's going to the corner. It's not really heading towards goal, is it? And then you've got the defender. You do have this defender that's tracking back. I mean, Hearts player played for that all day long. Played for it all day long, but fair play to them. Fair play to Hearts for getting the 2-2 draw. And let's face it, we celebrated the 2-2 draw during the week, which was a fantastic draw as the European. Why did Martin take off? I don't get it. I think it was because he was on a yellow card. He's on a yellow card. Beaton was chomping at the bit to send the player off. Never a red, never a sending off. The defender was covering. The defender was covering. No way. Goal from the Dane Murray. Last one red. Never a penalty. Disgusting. It'll be rescinded. You think it might be rescinded to a yellow. It's not red, but a clumsy by Trusty. Yeah, it is very clumsy by Trusty. Let's get back onto this screen so we can just see that. Remember the ones against Haaland? Nope. This is not a red card against Hearts. Hearts got an unbelievable amount of fouls today. Unbelievable amount of fouls. It was scary, in fact, at one point, how many fouls that they were getting for challenges that should never have been. I mean, there's the one where they scored at the back post. Sorry. It's another one at the back post, another free kick. And the player, I mean, the 31 gets the ball, but there's nobody pressing. Scales. Who's pressing that player? Nobody. They're all watching the ball. Nobody's watching what players are doing. Scales kind of puts his head down. Unbelievable. I just think that Celtic could have done so much better. Dies Maida looks fed up. Yes, he does that. He looks completely fed up. Come on, Sky, hurry up and get the Celtic manager on so we can hear what he has to say. Because it's just... the big man's not played a lot of football. That's why Martin O'Neill took him off. I think it was more because of the fact that Celtic, they were determined to book as many Celtic players as possible. Thing is, Hearts wouldn't have got a red a bit. No, they wouldn't have got a red. Hearts never got no Hearts player got booked, and they're not even talking about it. The one where Arne Engels gets elbowed in the face. Arne Engels goes down holding his face. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Linesman's right next to him. Nothing to see at all. Does it get called up by VAR? No, it didn't. Because it wasn't a goal scoring opportunity. But anyway, Bonner's right. We can't defend corners. We've not got the height. I'm going to have a hissy fit because Celtic aren't top of the league. It's not fair. No, nobody's having a hissy fit because Celtic aren't top of the league. Simple fact. we knew we couldn't be top of the league tonight. Look at the obvious. There was one booking during the smash-up versus Calmac. Yes, only the one booking, but there was two players. One pulled him and the other one pushed Callum in the face. But there was only one booking for a Hearts player. I wonder why. It's no surprise, really. We can't shut up shop, no enough. This is very true. Engels gets rough treatment. He does that. He gets... I'll put it up on the channel. It's probably around 8 o'clock Celtic Park time. Thomas. I'll come back on once my throat's died down a bit and I have some food, sit in a darkened room and contemplate my life choices of following Celtic. Come on, get Martin O'Neill on. I'm surprised that Sky's actually given us so much time for talk after the game.
They've not really relied on performing at their highest level, that's clear. So I'm not too surprised by the performance. I think that's been coming, but ultimately they've been getting over the line with results. But when you don't have performance and don't have result, clearly it is concerning.
I think that's an interesting thing though, and sometimes, especially in Scotland, because everybody's focused on it. Listen, it's the same probably everywhere, but with Rangers and Celtic especially, it's a result. That's all we focus on. But you know, if anybody has been watching Celtic for a period of time now, they were creating a lot of chances. They weren't taking them, and now all of a sudden they're not really creating as many chances. At home, they will always do it. But away from home, as Darren touched on there, the Falkirk game, they were lucky to come away with the 3 points there. Even the cup game against Auchinleck Talbot. I mean, they get into the next round. It wasn't vintage Celtic. I know they made a lot of changes, but you can't keep just doing enough. Especially if you're Celtic and you've been dominant for a number of years, you need to get control of games of football again, especially away from home. At home they'll be fine, but away from home they need to start getting control of the game of football again, because it becomes the home team will sniff the opportunity, and that's exactly what Hearts done today.
Yep.
It's free kick after free kick. They put it in the box, and maybe we've been a little bit disrespectful to Hearts as well in terms of we're making out that it was just cross, because it wasn't. They actually played some decent stuff as well at time, Hearts.
Yeah, well, they took the lead twice, Celtic, but they did not make up any ground on
that's true. They didn't make up any ground at all. So we are going to hear from Martin O'Neill just in a minute or so. We will jump back onto that when Martin O'Neill does come onto the screens. So make sure that you hang around for that. Just getting some of the comments whilst we're waiting on Martin O'Neill coming back on. So like I said, we're trying to win the league with the B team. Yeah, we are trying to win the league with the B team, but there's nothing we can do. Just admit it, we were abysmal. Look at you, got a point. I don't think we were abysmal. But passing was terrible. I'd say abysmal was maybe a bit... Listen, I was calling for Yang to get taken off at half time. For me, Yang should never have been on the pitch at half time. Actually, I just need to double check something. Sorry. Activity. It's all fine. Just waiting on... Let's jump into some more of the comments. Got to rely on favours now. Shocking. I don't think we need to rely on favours. I think that if we... Yeah, we do, because we needed to beat them twice. We need Rangers to beat Hearts twice, and we need to beat them. The last game at Celtic Park. It's going to come down to it. It's not impossible, but goal difference. Goal difference doesn't lie, and it's something that we've been talking about and obviously pointing out for a long time. At the end of the day, if it does come down to goal difference, Hearts are going to win the league. It's as simple as that. You know, they've got 25 goals to the good. Rangers have got 20. Rangers will think that they could sniff down Hearts. Do you know, it wouldn't surprise me if Rangers pipped it. Celtic, the goal difference of 18, it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. Conceding 23 goals in a season, losing 6 games in a season, drawing 3 games in a season is not championship winning form. I don't think that there's ever been a team that has won the league having lost 6 games. Ever. And I think that the Wilfred Nancy, it was Martin O'Neill's came in with the mission impossible. If we had won today, you're thinking that gives ourselves a bit of a chance, but I don't think that. Don't even want to think about it. But anyway, above. The box actually right for a change. Boyd's right. About that. Going to jump through the comments. Nancy caused a lot. Yep, he did that. This board are doing this to fuck over the fans. The board are terrible, man. It's you know, the board should have had players in. Martin O'Neill. Michael Nicholson has to go. As soon as the transfer window closes, Martin O'Neill has to come out and tell the Celtic fans exactly what Michael Nicholson has been doing. The Nancy experiment nuked our season. 6 points is better than 9. Sack the board. Nancy Ball destroyed the season. Yeah, it did that, didn't it? But there's not a lot we can do, to be fair. How bad is the league if we can lose 6 games and still be in it? Dermot Desmond sealed our season. Right, let's get back onto this because Martin O'Neill is incoming. Let's get Martin O'Neill.
He knew how important the 3 points would be today.
Martin O'Neill knew 3 points would be a must, but ultimately Celtic fell short. Let's see what Martin O'Neill is saying this afternoon.
It was a very tough match, and we have, I think, done pretty well. We got a goal in the game, obviously an equaliser, splendid second goal by us, and I must admit the controversial moment of a red card, which is no more a red card than a blue card.
So,
a blue card.
The thought process is very, very simple. First of all, the ball is going away from goal. Secondly, we have a man round covering. It's not a red card.
So just playing devil's advocate, the feeling might have been the reason was denying an obvious goal scorer opportunity.
No, it wasn't an obvious goal scoring chance. That's the whole thing. If the ball is going straight towards goal, I cannot maybe understand it there. It's going away. So the player has to come round. As far as I remember, the player has to come round, try and control it, and go goalwards again. We've got a fellow who's covering.
How much did that impact that latter part of the game?
Big time, because we've had a game on Thursday. We played 60 odd minutes with 10 men. We were getting a bit tired, and obviously, and they were putting a lot of pressure on at home, of course, and down to 10 men. That's exactly what they would do. It's not a problem. That's Hearts have got into this position because they've done splendidly this season, and we are fighting to try and catch up with them.
In terms of you do get that early goal today, do you feel you kept enough control in the game, certainly in spells today? Well,
I'm not sure that any of the two teams actually get real proper control of the game. You know, it was topsy-turvy for a while, as you would expect in a game like this. But and it was difficult in moments to actually get the ball and down and play it. But I thought we did fine. We were under pressure as we would be expected to be away from home against Hearts, who are leading the league by 6 points. And so it was tough in that aspect. But when we scored a brilliant second goal, we were back in control of the game. And again, then obviously the sending off has a major effect psychologically and physically.
In terms of this title race now, for a neutral, it looks exciting from your own point of view with so much football still to be played. How do you view it just now after drawing at Tynecastle?
We're still in the competition. Really as simple as that. You know, we've given ourselves throughout the season a lot of ground to catch up on, but we're still there. And we've got a great fighting spirit among the lads.
What more do you feel you need now to really kick on or continue to make sure you keep winning?
A lot of games. There's no respite really. You know, we're playing in European football. We have to try and get a result on Thursday night to try and qualify for the knockout stages of that. That won't be easy. and we're going with the players. But listen, there's a terrific spirit in the side, really, really terrific, a great will in the team, and that'll be very, very important towards the end of the season.
Appreciate your time, Martin.
No problem.
That was Martin O'Neill talking to Sky News. Obviously, very, very upset about the card situation at Celtic this afternoon. You all seen that? Martin O'Neill didn't mince his words, did he? Martin O'Neill was definitely, it was no more a red card than it was a blue card. Martin O'Neill knows the score. Make sure that you do join us later on tonight, where we can talk about what next for Celtic and where does Celtic ultimately go when it comes to the transfer window. As hard as it is to take, it was a 2-2 draw in the SPFL today. Celtic needed to win to make sure that going forward we could ultimately save our season. We needed to score more of the goals than Rangers. Rangers scored a late couple of goals to make sure that it was 3-0 against Dundee at Ibrox. Celtic didn't do enough. Even if we had won 3-2, it wouldn't have been enough. We would have still been third in the league. It's going to be an interesting run-in to the title. Fair play to Hearts for being top of the table. Rangers have overtaken Celtic. And Celtic, just leave it at that. On that note, have a fantastic day. I've given myself indigestion and heartburn and everything. The stress of watching Celtic.